Okay, this is um, well, you can see it in the context of equal money for dummies, and well, let's make this money for dummies. Money is for dummies. It's a more appropriate title. Because say you get money, that money is already debt, and the moment you want money, you have to pay to actually get the money. So initially, in the first place, you had to you got money, and you had to give back more money than you got in the first place. So merely that system, like that way of operating, is creating debt. But that has been mentioned a lot of times before. But what is so how is that so problematic? Is because there can never be enough money to pay off the debt, and only through then, because you need money to live, to survive, to buy stuff, you get more money, but you have to pay again to get money from the bank, because it's just a commercial, they just want to make money, they want to make profit. So there's never enough money to pay back money, and to get money you have to pay money, and that means that you only are like pushing the problem to the next person. And if you've seen the previous video of mine, somewhere someone has got to throw in the towel, so to speak. They cannot pay anymore, and they have to pay for the difference, and that is basically the way money works. You get money from the bank, but the money is not for free, you have to pay for it, so someone else has to pay for it. There is actually no way for it. It basically is it doesn't make sense, because there is simply not enough money to pay back that money. So what you have to do is go to someone else and get their money to pay back your money. And that person eventually lost money, so has to go to another person. So it's like a whole busy circuit gets going, and everyone has to get money from somewhere to keep going. And that only exaggerates and becomes worse, and becomes more and more obvious, because eventually some people are getting robbed big time, and there is no real loss. It's the way the system works. So we get money from each other to pay back our own debt, what we believe is what we need to pay. Well, we have to, because if we don't get more money, because we will simply get locked out of the system. So in that way, we are fucking each other in, if you look at it like that. And besides this point that I'm making, that there's never enough money anyway to pay back, and that you are basically fucking your neighbor, so to speak, getting their money to pay back your money, but they have to do the same, so it doesn't solve anything at all. That system in itself is ridiculous, but besides that, the money that is generated doesn't come from anywhere, and we're actually, through that system, also inherently believing in needing more money and gathering more money, because we think it's scarce, and what we spend and how we spend our money isn't actually there. It's actually just is not really related to actual resources. It's basically all stolen money, and someone somewhere is in debt and has a fucked up life, and that money that we use isn't actually money that is available, because many other peoples are not having enough sufficient resources and stuff that so that they can live. So it's actually like a make-believe system of where you are free to spend your money and so on and so on, but actually what is created is scarcity for other people, so that other people that then feel safe and in their own environment can spend that money, but it's actually only through robbing it from others and then spending it into like a secured boxed off environment, like a country and a specific group, so to speak. So that is not real freedom through money. So what's the practical solution to a system? Is where you get money, and that money you don't have to pay extra for spending money or to get money. Now, I know that a lot of people will say that is absolutely ridiculous because, you know, this and this and so and so. But if you look at it, there are many things that you can do in such a way that you just get what you need and not anything more, and that we make a system where we again fear that we will be cheated on. That way of thinking is what I explained previously in cultural inherited and integrated operating system of fearing and actually going out from the starting point that you're going to be screwed with actually creates the screwing with society, and actually creates the whole suggestion basically, and creates the whole thing. So initially, yes, there has to be a system where you can simply get what you need without paying for it. In a sense, paying for it, paying extra for it. It has to be compensated, but not the way it works now, as I explained, that you cannot actually pay back, because what you get, you actually have to pay back more, and that stuff that you get have to pay back more, you have to get from someone else, and in the end, the extra, the more, isn't there. It's something that comes on top of what's really needed, and that more can't go anywhere. So what happens is that some people will have to sacrifice, and basically through that system it's an imbalance that is created, and through that imbalance the economy goes and trade goes, is instigated and is started and is working. So it's actually that imbalance that constantly needs to be compensated, and that imbalance is actually a negative debt is being shoved to the next person, so that eventually someone somewhere will have to pay, will have to work extra, or in any way will not make it. And what happens then is quite fascinating. If someone goes like flat, at some point it's just, reset it again. So it actually shows that it's simply the entire system is a make-believe system. But that's beside the point. My main point is that the inherent belief of scarcity, and this belief of that there isn't enough, and belief that we have to take it for ourselves and box ourselves in, that initial mechanism is what keeps recreating the poverty, and also the the fear of terrorism, fear of crime actually creates the conditions and environment that will happen. And it's actually the suggestion that is made through that particular operating system that is our culture, and it is our inherent, our copied belief systems from each other. And that is that is how commonsensically money is not the way money works, as I explained, is a way of fucking your neighbor. It's the only way you can survive in the system. That's my main point.